Coach, talk to me a little bit about this past weekend.
This was a tough weekend for us. Obviously, there was some excitement going into the Northwood game, being our local rival and the history that we have, and it was also our home opener. It was a great crowd, a great atmosphere. Both teams were supported well by the fans, and it was one of those games that was a battle. We went down early on a funny goal. A lot of our guys kind of stopped, and even the goal scorer for Northwood kind of stopped. I think he even thought he was offside, and the ref let the play continue, and the ball ended up in the back of the net, just trickling by our goalkeeper after he came out to make the save. But after that, I thought we dominated the play. I think Northwood was happy with a one-goal lead, and they were content just trying to defend the rest of the game and defend that lead, and they did it successfully. It was a very chippy game. We drew a red card, and it was very physical, but besides the 3 seconds where we got scored on, I thought we dominated the game, and that's what's more important going forward, knowing that we can beat them when we play them again. We just got to avoid the mistakes. And then yesterday was a tough game. We went to Davenport and Grand Rapids, who's a quality NAIA team, and it was interesting, going from our field, which is a very good-sized field, to playing there, which they've got a beautiful facility, beautiful turf. The surface is great, but it's just a lot smaller than ours. It's about 10 yards narrower and about 8 to 10 yards shorter than ours. So it's a different kind of game. And we ended up tying 1-1 and just couldn't finish our chances at the end of the game. We had a penalty shot to win the game with 14 seconds left and missed the goal, and then had 2 goals that we scored in overtime called back for offside. So, the chances were there. We just kind of needed to be a bit sharper at the end of the game, and hopefully next time we can get a little better luck from the referee, because I thought we won it in overtime, and on the film it looks like that too, but unfortunately we didn't.
With these 2 tough games back to back, where do you take these as a learning experience for your team? What do you work on this week to make things better for the next time out?
I think our biggest thing this year is we've really done a great job of possessing the ball and getting organized defensively. But in these 2 games, it was obvious to us that we need to create more quality chances, a greater number of quality chances on target. You can keep the ball all day, but on Saturday we focused on it, and then this morning we went outside and had a morning practice at 6 a.m., and the one thing we focused on was getting the ball in the back of the net. As much as we can wear teams down and possess the ball, we learned that in those tight games, 1 goal is going to make the difference. So we've done a good job keeping goals out of the back of our net. Now we just got to start putting them in theirs. So going forward into this weekend's game, we're hoping to play a bit more attacking style and get those goals for us.
Break down your opponents a little bit for this upcoming weekend.
Well, actually, to be honest, these are the 2 teams in the GLIAC that have kind of had the biggest changes this year. So we don't know them as much as we've known Tiffin or Northwood or Ohio Dominican. We're going against Lake Erie on Friday, who brought in something like 22 new players. They've got a new coach, young coach, a guy that I've known for a while. So I expect a big improvement from them. They've already, I think, gotten close to their wins total from last year, and they're not even halfway through the season. So they're going to be a much improved team. They've got some international guys, a Canadian guy up top, a couple English guys, a couple Serbians. So they're from all over the place, and it's not your local Ohio or Michigan kids that I would know from recruiting. They brought in guys from, colleges down in the South and from overseas and stuff. So it's going to be a good test for us. I know they're going to be very physical, maybe a little more direct than us, so we're going to have to cope with that. And then Ashland, always a very consistent program, conference champions last year, regular season and tournament champions. So they did lose 1 or 2 guys, but they've always been a solid program, and they're going to come at us looking for a result here. So it'll be a good test.
Talk to me a little bit about the season so far and how you guys are playing.
I feel like our team's doing pretty good. We came into the season in a lot better shape than what we have in the past, and you can definitely tell we work harder as a team. We're better as a unit, and we go all the way down the line. Our first is equal to our 5th, which is equal to our 10th, which is equal to our 18th man. It's nice to know that we can put subs in, and you can tell that they've worked over the summer.
you've had a really weird start to the season with a lot of road games and just one home contest. How does that wear on you as a player?
It's kind of rough. You're going back and forth between hotels and traveling all the time, riding on buses, and you got to get all your studying in on the bus, which it's always a little bit harder with that element. And besides that, something you got to deal with. You go out with team, but you got to just make sure you're getting your schoolwork in, and also from the physical standpoint, always moving around, sitting on a bus all day, and then having to play a game. It's not the ideal situation for your game.
The expectation for your team, for the team for the rest of the season, good start to the season so far, 5-1-1. Where is your expectations now as a team to go?
Well, we've always had high expectations from the beginning. We felt like we could come in and be a real contender this year in the GLIAC, and so far we've played well, and it's nice that we've played well early, so we can look back and say what do we need to keep doing, and then also look back and say what do we need to improve. So we're always looking to improve, but the fact that we started off well, also shows that we are here to play hard and go hard and eventually try to win the GLIAC.
From a personal standpoint, this is your first time seeing game action in your career here. What has this early season success been like for you?
I really enjoyed it. It's nice because the defense has really helped me out. They've worked hard, and it's not just stopping shots for me. It's more preventing shots, and it's kind of nice having all the success. We just suffered our first loss. It was nice to experience that as well. So later on in the season, we know how to cope with going down a goal. But the early success, it kind of gives you a little comfort. Like when you get a 2-3 goal lead in a game, you get that little comfort where you can say, all right, well maybe if we do make a mistake, it's not panic mode.